once had sex with a man just because he had a car.
You didn't care what it was?
Didn't care.
As long as it was warm.
It was a lovely little Robin Hood lamp.
Oh, I'd like to have seen that. Well, maybe I wouldn't, actually. No,
no you really wouldn't.
So we've got this rule. Anybody else here? You know, if you're driving, you control the heating. So I do that. So when he's obviously in the car and he's driving, because he's a man, he's got it on cold, I take my sleeping bag with me because that's the only way I can keep warm. Literally, I've got a little bag in the back. He's driving, I've got my sleeping bag on, basically. But the thing is, when I'm driving, so I've got my heating on, he's got the window open. So how does that work?
I actually won Britain's Worst Driver.
Well done.
It's the only thing that I've ever won, actually. It was a television programme and you got nominated, and my mum nominated me because she said I'd get really distracted. I'm always looking in shop windows and talking and got the radio going and chewing sweets and whatever. But it was a bit of a joke thing, really, because it was like an obstacle course. But after I won that, because I can never tell my left to my right, so I'd have to write my name. If they said do the next on the right, I have to write Linda down, see which hand it is. But after I did that, my kids were at school at that time, and people stopped to let me take their kids home. I go, oh, so it's OK if Johnny comes home and plays with my kids. They go, oh, no, I'll drop him off, it's OK.
Barry calls himself the designated drinker, and obviously I'm the designated driver, but yeah, he does this really alarming thing where he sits in the passenger seat, and you know when there's a car up front that's just put its brake lights on and obviously you can see it 3 miles in, and he does this on the, I was going to say mental piece. Dashboard. He does that. Whoa! And that sets me off, because I'm like, I can see it.
Yeah, they literally can't see, don't they?
Oh.
That's the thing.
I mean, Eamon didn't teach me to drive, thank the Lord. But we are not good car partners. No. I'm a terrible backseat driver because I'm a better driver than him. Maybe he's not. I believe that I'm a better driver than him.
I'm with you.
And I just can't zip it, you know, and I try really hard.
Really? You can't zip it? I find that hard to believe, Ruth.
I know, Colin, but it's true.
Is it?
I just find it hard, and I set off every journey thinking, don't say anything, don't say anything, don't say anything. And then I find myself doing like that. Oh, mind that, be careful, don't be doing that. Oh. And then we just start rowing. And then also, he does drive very slowly, my husband. He likes to have a chat. And the more he chats, the slower he goes. So we've been like on the motorway, on the inside lane with lorries going past us, and I'm looking at the thing.
Yeah. I'm the reverse.
Apparently, most of us, it's actually our first car that we have fondest memories about. It's a bit unromantic, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't remember my first kiss, really,
you, Jane?
I think it might have been in someone's garage or someone's... yeah, that sounds right. But my car, I absolutely loved my car. A Morris Minor I had. Mine was white, and it was called Boris the Morris, and I absolutely loved that car until the day that I drove it into the back of a breakdown truck.
Oops. It was handy, the breakdown truck.
It was.
I know your faults on marriage, though.
What's that?
I've heard you shouting at the people in their wedding.
Oh, no, I do this. I do it when I'm alone in the car, and if I see it...
Do you put the window down and
I put the window down. If I see a bridal car going by, and I go, don't do it!
Because I remember once we were coming along a road and there was someone behind us and somebody had stopped in front to let themselves out of a car or whatever. And the people behind us hooted, it wasn't me. And this guy this woman got out of the car and she went, you know, silly cow, started having a go at me. And I'm like, oh, it wasn't me. And meanwhile, I could see my husband's finger going on the window and I'm thinking, oh, no. And he leaned out and looked at this guy that had got out of the car with the woman. He went, you need more than a bottle of wine with that, mate.
I remember taking my parents to the airport because when they lived overseas, so I wasn't going to see them again for maybe a year, you know, it was quite emotional, waving them goodbye. Got back to the car park. Car was stolen.
Gone.
It was gone, Gloria. I was in tears to the man in the booth thing. And then he said, you do know we've got different levels. Really? Right. Have you? And sure enough, there it was on the floor below, sitting there innocently. I mean, luckily I hadn't called the police or anything like that, but it so could have gone that way.
You tried to call your mum, didn't you? Like you are for a car, like you're regularly tested, aren't you, I think, when you're driving a car as you get older.
Yeah.
Don't you have to do that?
Yeah, my grandma.
Hang on, how long? You know I'm 70. How long have I got to wait?
I don't know. But around Surrey, where I live, on a Sunday, you can't. There's just cars driving themselves.
Oh, you can see it's a little...
Now that It's completely ageist because if I want to be killed in a car or have a serious accident, I go to the nearest supermarket on a Sunday and just in my car, and it's a danger zone.
Why?
Who is it?
Well,
who's doing it? She's got the
women
old
of
people.
all ages and men too, but mostly women with small children in the back
Yeah.
say, "Shut up, we're on our way home." And then you're in for massive cars, and you're trying to negotiate the children, the car park, other neurotic shoppers looking for the space nearest to the door. It's a danger zone.
Like, if someone parks outside my house... And by the way, anyone can park outside my house as long as they live in the nearby area. But there was this one person who doesn't even live in my road who dumped their car there for 6 weeks. Right outside my front door. And I was literally like...
Is it a public road?
Yeah. I was like, I don't want people coming and going, but 6 weeks it just sat outside my door. So every time I went out and did my shopping, I had to park somewhere else and traipse all my, anyway. But I was like that. It was literally about midnight, and I heard an engine start, and I thought, it's that car. And I was in my pyjamas, and I got up, got my car keys, went and got my car and parked it outside my house.
I've got to admit, if I see someone in the middle lane,
I'm with you on this.
with me, they're middle lane hoggers.
You should be
They've
allowed.
got in the middle lane, and they're too frightened to go anywhere else.
No, the women are too frightened. The
Terrifying.
women sit in the middle lane like that. Well, you can get past me. What's the problem? And the men sit like, well, this is how I've always. No, you should. I know they passed a law, didn't they, a few years ago, that it's against the law. No,
It's in the middle. You can just go at a nice...
it's an overtaking lane.
outside goes so far.
It's an overtaking
You know what?
lane.
That really angers me. Do you not know what your highway code is for?
Well,
it's a little book like that, and it says you do not sit in the
As
middle
you
lane.
know, Sherry, I have taken myself off the road and given
Yes,
myself a
it's true.
lifetime
This
ban.
is true, so actually
Because
we're
I am a
glad
bad
you're off the
driver.
road.
Yeah.
Oh, it makes me so cross.
Well, yesterday when we went out, Eamon was driving, and because he'd done such a lovely thing, taking me to see this film, even then, we were in the wrong lane. I knew where we were going, and he was in the wrong lane at the lights, and I was like this, one of those. I was thinking, don't say it, have a rest.
yeah.
And then eventually I went, darling, I think you're probably better off in this lane, aren't you? Because I think that one goes right.
And if it's not
so
Mother's Day,
annoying
how do
as
you
a
say it?
passenger.
Well, he was in the wrong lane.
But he's driving.
Yeah, but he's still in the wrong
Do it.
lane.
If it wasn't Mother's Day, how would you have said it?
I'd say, what are you doing in this lane? This goes right.
I was at with my mum at the ice rink in Nottingham. I was ice skating, and we went out to get the car. No car, gone completely. So my mother went into total panic and went, "Oh, where's the car?" Anyway, what we did, we called the police. So the police came, and I suddenly looked to the right and saw the car. And I went, "Mum," and she went, "Shut up, be quiet, be quiet. I'm talking to the..." I went, and she went, "Be quiet." So I went, OK. So the long story short is, we got in the police car, they were going to take us home. We drove past the car. My mother didn't even notice. It's called wasting police time, Gloria.